Hey y'all, today I'm going to show you how to install an ATI AK-47 StrikeForce kit. Here's what's included in the kit. Verify all your parts are there. First, we're going to verify that our firearm is clear and safe to work on. Remove the magazine, then pull the charging handle back and visually inspect your mag well, chamber, and barrel for any loose rounds. Now remove the dust cover by pressing in the release button and pulling it off. Then we will remove the recoil spring assembly simply by pushing it in and then pulling it up and out. Next, we can pull out the piston/bolt assembly. For removing the stock, you will need a Phillips head screwdriver and remove these two screws on the top. Now sometimes taking the stock off can be troublesome, so you can wiggle it back and forth until it comes out, or you can take a rubber mallet to it and gently beat it out of place. Eventually it will come out. Next, we will remove the grip using a flathead screwdriver. Once the screw comes out, there is a locking nut inside. Don't lose it if you want to reuse this grip or if you just want some extra parts. There is a lever holding the upper handguard in place. We want to put this lever up, and this will allow us to pull the guard and gas tube out. Now, for me to get this cover off, I had to take it to a vise and basically just put the flat part on the top there in the vise and twist it out 180 and just pull it straight out and it'll come off. Now, to remove the bottom handguard, there is another lever. We will use a flathead screwdriver and just kind of pry up on it. It can be a pain, just wiggle it up, eventually it'll come loose. Now it's time to remove the guard retainer. Just wiggle it back and forth. You can beat on it gently with a rubber mallet to help loosen it. I forgot to take the cleaning rod off, so I'm gonna kind of demonstrate what you gotta do. You just, on the end here, it pops out and you'll just pop it out of its little holder and pull it out, and then the guard will come right off. Right here we have some Picatinny rails, nuts and bolts that go with each one. Each one should have two. Then we have the bottom handguard here. You're gonna take two nuts, they go in there each groove just like that. Then you're going to kind of want to hold those nuts in place so they don't slide out. You'll take your Picatinny rail, press it up against there, and then you'll just screw the bolt into the nut nice and tight. You could throw some Loctite in there, keep it in place better, which I should have. And here it is with all the Picatinny rails put on. If you notice here, there's another hole. There's a swivel mount that you can install, but I didn't want to use it, and I don't think you can use it with the rail. And here's the top handguard. It's the same thing as the bottom. Put the nut in its groove and install your Picatinny rail. Here's what it looks like put together. Now we're gonna put the bottom handguard on first. You want to line up the receiver with this groove here. Should go right on unless they don't match, which my AK does not seem to. So more than likely we're gonna have to do some shaving on the plastic on the inside here. Right there and right there. We'll just take a Dremel and cut them out, and it should slide right on but we will see. So I got it on, but what I ended up having to do was take a file and shave these corner edges right here down so it would pop over the sides of the receiver. It took me maybe 30 seconds each side, wasn't too bad. You might have to beat on the retainer up there with the mallet. Now we're going to put the new upper handguard on the gas tube. It's going to be the opposite of taking it off. You line it up, push it in, and twist it 180 to lock it in place. So as you can see, I was struggling trying to get it on. So what I ended up doing was taking a file and shaving both of the ends down until I could actually pop it in place and get a good lock on it. I damaged some of the pins there. Now we want to put it back in place. So you'll just slide the gas tube back over and plop it down in place. I want to make sure this lever is facing back up like when we removed it. So I was having some trouble getting it back in place. So what I did was I took a file and I shaved this end down. It will not hurt anything. Don't be afraid to file it. I filed it for good 3 or 4 minutes and used a mallet to hammer it in place. And now it's good to go. So next we're going to install the grip. You'll take this bottom piece off, which just kind of slides out. Inside should be the locking nut and the bolt. You want to put this locking nut angled with the grip, so you'll slide the grip onto the locking nut. Once you have it in there, you just kind of have to hold it in place from the back of the receiver, as you'll see me do here. And then you'll just take the grip and then slide it over the locking nut, and it should kind of hold it in place a little bit for you. Now we can take the bolt and just screw it in from the bottom using an Allen wrench. I tried to use my little flip out multi Allen wrench set, but didn't fit. So you have to use a standalone Allen wrench or a T-handle Allen wrench if you have a set of those. Then once you got it nice and snug, you want to take this bottom cover and just slide it back in. Then you got two more little screws that go on the bottom to hold the bottom of your grip in place. Alright, next here we're going to install the stock folding adapter. It goes in just like the stock would. You want to make sure that you're installing it correctly. So here you can see me pushing the button in, making sure it's folding the correct way. You want it to fold to your left, not towards the charging handle. So you just slide it in, and then two screws on the top. I wasn't gonna sit here and try to fight this plastic because there's no pre-drilled holes, so I just grabbed my impact and just gave it some ooga and got it installed. And after you get the screws in, you want to make sure you clean up all this plastic. Next, you're going to want to go ahead and fold the stock so you can get to the back of the adapter here. We're going to go ahead and take the stock and just slide it into the adapter. And now we're going to take the screw and just screw it into the hole in the back of the adapter into the stock. Off camera, I installed this little stock raise here. It's just got two bolts on each side. Pretty simple to install. Now we're going to want to go ahead and put the piston slash bolt assembly back into the receiver. Next, we can put the spring back into the receiver. It's going to be very similar to how we took it out. Here you can see I had some plastic so I didn't want to put that in there, so I took it back out and took those shavings off. And once the spring's back in, you can just put the dust cover back on. It just pops right back on. And that's everything for the install. This is what it looks like. This is a Riley Defense AK-47. I'm going to put magazine back in, and then I will switch it back to safe. I found this little foregrip. I figured I'd throw it on here just to make it look a little cooler, function a little better at the range. It just screws on the Picatinny rail. You want to make sure your foregrips are nice and tight, especially with an AK or anything with a lot of recoil. But anyways, y'all, thanks for watching. I hope this helped.